Politics, well, it's gotten less and less easy to get involved because, more and more we're becoming divided, and the issues are becoming such hot topics and so controversial that, reality kind of gets thrown out the window and people just react with emotion. And so I don't, blame people for having strong opinions. I think it's great to have strong opinions. The world is going to change only for those who have the courage to speak up for what is right. And the time to do that is not next week. The time to do that is now. And we all have a responsibility to do that. So have a little courage, have a little faith. Things will always work out the way that they were meant to, in my opinion. I believe that we have so much control, but there are things beyond our control. But everything happens for a reason. And regardless of whatever outcome we're faced with, whenever we're faced with it, we will deal with it. Why? Because we're Albertans. And the one thing I have learned about Albertans is, man, we are tough, we are industrious, we are innovative, we are creative. Danielle Smith used to run on this idea when she was with the Wild Rose, that smaller government with less spending. And, when I see the biggest government we've ever had with the biggest spending, that really concerns me because, again, the globalist agenda is really truly this climate change. It's this mass immigration. It's the people don't know best, government knows best. And that truly concerns me because I have so much faith in people. I honestly do. I get excited when the market is the solution and government is truly the problem. Again, Milton Friedman, Ludwig von Mises, you look at Hayek, Frederick Bastiat, some of these old economists that I've studied over the years. And the reality is, they will all tell you that government is a problem. The bigger it gets, the bigger the problem actually becomes. And so we have to start working towards a smaller government. And, Danielle's comments about, well, we balanced the budget. I don't believe that using royalties that belong to each and every Albertan, that can be used for so many different things. I don't care if you're writing a check and giving it back as a dividend to each and every Albertan. That money, those royalties belong to Albertans. Allow Albertans to decide for themselves how best to spend that money. Okay, that is not balancing the budget. If you're going to balance a budget, well, take your revenues that you have coming in. That means your tax revenues. And that is what you have to work with. So government keeps expanding and we keep threatening to have to take away services because, well, we don't know how oil and gas is going to perform next year. Well, this is not an issue if actually government stuck to its primary role and its objective. Look at Calgary, for example. On the municipal side, we've got, infrastructure just falling apart. But yet, man, we've got pretty rainbow sidewalks. Again, it boils down to priority and it boils down to political will. And so for me, I've always been an advocate, for example, of term limits. People have accused me of wanting, well, I just want to get into government at whatever cost. No, I don't. Do you think I ran in 2021 for the People's Party of Canada because I knew I was going to get elected? Hell no. Let's be realistic. It's like I obviously knew that I wasn't going to get elected. But the ideas, that the People's Party of Canada had, conservative ideas. It's not even about the party. It's about the fact that they were conservative ideas. Those were worth sharing. They were worth keeping alive. Why? Because now, as you're beginning to see it, today you've got the Conservative Party of Canada and Pierre Poilievre actually speaking to the same policies that we highlighted in 2018, 2019, and again in 2021. Defund CBC. Whoever knew it was going to be popular? Well, it wasn't so popular in 2019, and now it's a party platform. Axe the tax. People are being taxed to death in this province, and affordability is a huge issue. We have more people now lined up for food banks than we've ever had in the history of our country. So there's a lot that needs to be fixed and a lot that needs to be done. And I know for a lot of people, you want to cheerlead Danielle Smith. That's great. And I'm okay with that. That's everybody's a prerogative to share their opinions and what's good and what's bad. People say, well, Nadine, it needs to be a more balanced approach. Well, things have gone so far this way that coming back to center, if you take the balance, well, you're still left of center.